Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SFR. This is Division 1 for round 9 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This time last season, this would have been the last race of the season. In fact, tell a lie, it was the British GP. Never mind about that. But we are back in Abu Dhabi again, and my name is Indigo, or Jamie Morris, as you've seen my new name. And alongside me tonight is the SFR Division 2 champion of Mansa. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, all right, mate. I'm good to be back. I've had a nice week's break, let's say. But yeah, Abu Dhabi. Good memories here for me. Obviously not for yesterday. But yeah, obviously Division 2 champ is where I took it. We ran this track. So and obviously back in Season 8, in my driving career anyway, in SFR, back in Season 8 when I first started in SFR, this is where I took the Constructors' Championship in the house as well. So good memories here. We're taking 2 championships here, but obviously this is Division 1 and 18 drivers today. We normally get a full grid in Division 1 and Division 2 these days, but again, it's still nice to see many drivers still with us. But yeah, let's get this underway.
Interesting, the Aston Martin Laser and President Elite are fighting over track position. That's Langfell, sorry. So Langfell and Laser squabbling over track position. They hopefully don't trip on their own toes and pick up a 5-place grip penalty as they go down towards the braking zone in turn 6 and turn 7, but luckily no contact made. Langfell, I do notice he does love to tailgate people on his qualifier laps, get as close as he can in the slipstream. He did the exact same thing with Volaconga last week, and it was the Italian Grand Prix in Monza last week. It was Volaconga who won ahead of Oscar, and third place it was Kaneem to proclaim his 4th podium in that race as well. What a fantastic drive it was for the RP driver, who's looking still for his first win. We spoke to him last week, or I did, and he's confident he can get his first win.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys that normally start at the back of their grid are here tonight. Obviously, Hazara, Oscar, and Volacongan. Neither of them 3 drivers are here tonight. So it seems for the drivers, well, obviously we know them 3 are very quick, but they're very quick drivers. They're not here tonight, so it'll be interesting to see who will take the win today. But yeah, interested with Langfell and Laser. Laser, basically, I know we know what Langfell's like. He likes to try and get the slipstream, just like he's doing at the moment with Laser. I think Laser knows that, so he's trying to get Langfell to get past him, but Langfell would just not going through, basically. And Langfell is now, as we can see, having the slipstream off Laser. So we know Langfell normally struggles in qualifying, and I think this is a kind of his tactic move now, is to try and keep behind someone to grab that slipstream, especially someone who he knows he is quick, someone like Laser or Harry Kane or Rising Star, those kind of people. But yeah, let's see how he gets on. I think we got an RB actually further along. I think is it Nico? I think it is. Yeah, so Nico is actually going to be probably the first one to complete a lap time. So let's see what that's going to be.
Here comes Nico Lassenberg, and final corner he goes as he makes his way towards the line. It's going to be a 21.9 as the benchmark. That is a decent lap time indeed. We've got Mercedes of Jensen, who is in P2. Rises to start out wide in the final corner, but still, it's not a validation as he escapes from it, goes up into P2 in the Mercedes. And Rising Star is also somebody that is still looking for their first win of the season, as Laser puts himself into P3, Langfell in P5 with a 23.0, despite having a slipstream. Burmeister in the Kick Sauber, usually known in the Williams, of course, in Division 2. Both Red Bulls are following each other as well. That's Bear Remy and Harry Kane. Now, last week, Harry Kane nor Bear Remy were here. Last week, unfortunately, in Monza, they were both out, and I think they had other activities going on. So, thankfully, both Red Bull drivers are back. Harry Kane has been on the back foot this season massively. He's currently down in P9 in the championship. Remy's right behind him as well, so Remy will get the benefit of the toe on the back of him as Hussein goes into P4 in the Haas with a 22.4 on his debut. So Mike and Hussein are currently in P4 and P6. Papo Guri, who we did see race earlier on in the season, only once though, is up into P4 in the Aston Martin. Great effort from the FBR driver. But welcome Mike, welcome Hussein. Hopefully they can show what they could do. I know Mike, I don't really know Hussein. And Fireblaze goes up into P3 or with a 22.3. Here comes Kane, down towards turn 9 we go. Harry Kane was the one who won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last season, despite picking up a 3-second time penalty. Beremy spawned in the corner where you spawned yesterday, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, I think Beremy at that stage, obviously we saw him following him along the whole lap, but it does seem like Beremy was probably a little bit held up from his teammate. He was just getting a bit too close. I mean, I think the slipstream kind of helped, but through that corner where he spun, when you're following someone, you can really feel the dirty air. It's not nice at all. And obviously sector 3, the dirty air is pretty bad. The rest of the track's all right. It's just the dirty air, you can really feel it, and yeah, that's what's happened to Beremy, unfortunately. Just lost the car, and yeah, I didn't think Harry Kay was going that quick at the moment. It's only 23.088. He should be able to improve on that. I think I did a 22.5 or something, 22.8 maybe, something like that. So he can definitely improve on that. But yeah, these guys surprisingly hasn't at the moment, of course, not beating that Division 2 time. We normally see it pretty much straight away, but like we have seen recently is Division 2 and Division 1 are quite close at the moment in terms of qualifying pace anyway. Obviously last season it was very spread out, and Division 1 could normally beat the pole lap from Division 2 straight away, but at the moment it does seem a little bit more difficult, obviously, for last season Division 2 competitors. Not very well, they don't like it, especially me and Adams, but we have to get on with it. I mean, I know I'm not a driver anymore. I'm just concentrating on comms for the rest of the season now, but it is what it is.
Massive oversteer for President Elite, and interestingly, Nico Rassenberg is giving him a slipstream there, so that's very good teamwork because President Elite is a Division 2 driver. That's very nice there from Nico to give him a toe down towards the straight. Talk about Nico. Nico Rosberg won the 2016 Abu Dhabi World Championship. What an intense race because Lewis Hamilton was purposely holding Rosberg up to back him into Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen at the time as well. Great racing, and I know Lewis Hamilton was going to follow the team game, but why would he? Because he's fighting for a championship, and Paddy Lowe had to intervene on the team radio, but President Elite too much just lost the back end there, as he had lots of oversteer out the corner. They just couldn't seem to hook it up. I do remember President Elite now lagging in last race in Abu Dhabi yesterday as well, so he does have some connection issues, and he also invalidates President Elite, who turned up in Monza 2 weeks ago at the Italian Grand Prix. He did a fantastic job, but unfortunately just almost got the podium, but things happened between him and Knabe. Do you know what? I think President Elite is a Division 1 driver now.
I'm not. No, I think he is reserve in Division 2. Obviously, I think he's decided to race today. I think also Samid is also a reserve in Div 2, and also obviously we know Burmeister is a full time in Division 2. So 3 guys, I believe, is from Div 2.
I got him confused with Pitbull Turbo. Yes, that's the reason why. So here comes Kane around the final corner in turn 16. What can the Red Bull driver do? Can he find any type of form? Currently in P11, but we know he likes to go for those long runs on the same set of soft compound tyres. So expect more pace from Matthias. Matthias has scored 1 podium, unfortunately. That was back at the Austrian Grand Prix. Could have won in Imola, but didn't appeal his penalty and therefore fell backwards with a 10-second penalty towards the end of the Grand Prix, because most stewards say that if they looked at it and appealed it, they would have withdrawn that 10-second penalty, therefore got it removed, and he could have won. But it's a shame for both Red Bulls because they were the championship favourites going towards this season, but so they're currently in P3 the championship. Beremy has also had a terrible season, as Harry Kane and Beremy are P9 and P10 in the championship as well, so Remy's much closer towards Harry Kane, unfortunately for him, as it was last season, as we've got multiple drivers there currently on the fly lap. The braking boards have been taken out because Nico goes quickest again with a 21.6. That's the pace you want to see from a PSGL F2 driver, as we see a laser exiting turn 7 then on board with the Aston Martin driver, the man who's currently leading the World Championship by 3 points ahead of Fireblaze. Fireblaze second in the championship, but he does not have any wins or any podiums. Could that curse be broken tonight? Rising Star Jensen had a very strong race here last season in the Haas, and there are in the Mercedes then a bit of an upgrade, but it's an equal cars of course, so not really much of an upgrade or downgrade. But here comes Laser coming towards turn 14. Famous corner, of course, where Nicholas Latifi crashed in 2021, which changed the outcome of the Grand Prix that day as well. As here comes Laser towards the final corner then. Let's see, can he get himself anywhere to the top? He does, as he puts himself into P3, excluding Nico. Owen is quite close towards the top end of the pecking order.
Yeah, it is. Where's his teammate? Papa Agora is 7th at the moment. I think he's a reserve because there's no Pocket Belly guy again. I haven't seen him for a while. I'm not 100% sure whether he's still in the league or not. Well, I think he is because I see him in the FIFA chat. So I know he plays FIFA, but I'm not sure if he still plays in the actual game. But yeah, he's now got down to P4 as Rising Star is literally basically matched Kaname and Laser, but only a little bit quicker. So Rising Star now up to 2nd. But I think we've seen this quite recently from Nico, where he puts in a lap like that, and then that's it. That's going to be the pole lap for the rest of the session. Nobody else can beat it. We've seen it a couple of times already now this season. So obviously it's about, what, 6 tenths quicker than obviously Rising Star. So let's see if anyone can beat that, or let's even see if Nico can improve on that. Oh, no, actually, no, he's given up. That's it. He reckon that's good. That's going to be good enough for pole. So that's it. He's probably used up all his tyres already, or leaving a set of soft tyres for the race, for maybe a late safety car. But yeah, he reckons that's going to be good enough for a very good lap time indeed. So let's see if anyone can beat Nico.
More Williams across the line of Noldus to go to P6. The other one aborted because he validated turn 40. Crossfire strikes. Can't seem to get a lap time on the board. Papa Agora goes up into P5 in the Aston Martin. A great lap time there from the Aston Martin driver. Slots in right behind his championship leader of a Laser Lord in P4. VMS Laser instead of DF or whatever team he was in before. But Beremy is also the flap in the Red Bull as he makes his way now towards the long back straight. You have 3 lanes around here, but one of them goes missing as you slot back in. As we head towards the heavy braking zone, it's very important to scrub off all the speed as we head down towards turn 6 and turn 7, clipping the apex nicely. You can see the back end of the car just complaining just a bit on entry towards turn 7 as we see Fireblaze up into P3 in the Ferrari. Great attempts from him. Mike is on a flying lap in the Alpine. The Dutchman currently in P10 on his debut here. Hurricane is still in the pit lane. Beremy, we're watching his teammate now, headed towards the end of the middle sector. He's currently has a 53.5 in the middle sector. No reference either, so let's see, can Remy finally get a lap time on the board as he makes his way towards the tricky part of the track as he carries the speed in 3rd gear. Some people are taking through 4th gear through there, but he's down as a 3rd, so 1 gear lower than they expected as we make our way now towards the final 2 corners now of this racetrack. As let's see a slight lock up, back end going as he crosses the line now. It's only P15 for the Red Bull driver who seems to struggle once again.
Yeah, Dragon's also on the lap. He's just come through the final corner now. He's up about half a tenth, but he improves by 3 tenths, so he goes up to P12. So he's made quite a big difference in Sector 3. It's just basically the rest of the lap that's not that he hasn't really improved on. It was mainly Sector 3 that he improved on. So only puts him up to P12 though. So he's only 6 tenths off the top 5. So Dragon again, it's normally a driver we don't really speak about because he's normally has quiet races to be fair, but let's see if he can get a good result tonight. Yeah, I do feel a bit sorry for Dragon sometimes, but I think Dragon does deserve a good result at some point. He's definitely here every single week. Same with Langfell as well. They're here every single week trying their best, but they're always near the back, and I do feel sorry for them sometimes.
Yeah, me too. But Dragon, talk about him actually. He has some fantastic performances in the last 2 races. Constantly in the top 10. He finished in 5th back in Singapore and in Monza. So Dragon's pace has been thereabouts. He started to get better and better when he finally came back at the Dutch GP last season as Crossfire Stripes comes towards turn 5. Nice approach in towards turn 1. Took a wider angle to get a better exit at turn 1, carry more speed. A bit fuzzy there in the background with the pixels there, but now we're on the DRS once again, heading down towards turn 6 and turn 7. He doesn't take a lot of curve on the entry towards turn 6. And turn 7 classes it, goes airborne, loses the back in the car as he gets back on the throttle, and Crossfire Strikes has not got a lap time on the board. He bails out. I think he's got enough fuel left to try and go for one more lap, but Crossfire Strikes unfortunately is definitely on the back foot here in qualifying. Majority of drivers are in the pit lane. We've got Laser, we've got Samid out there.
says 1.6 of fuel. You can actually see it on Crossfire Strike's dash. Says he's got 1.6 of fuel left. So I think he has just got enough to do one more lap. So luckily for his sake, he's able to just complete one more lap. And yeah, there we go. So he's got his ERS all the way up to 100%. He's going to have another go.
Another bite of the cherry there for Crossfire Strikes on the same set of soft compound tyres there, but this is his potential last flying lap as we head down towards turn 1. This is the apex this time. He collected up really nicely coming out of turn 1 on his last lap. Turn 2 and turn 3 should be no problems there, riding on the curb as we exit turn 4. Flat tire kink now coming towards the heavy breakers on the turn 5. A few hundreds down in the first sector, locks up at the entry. Does he make the apex? Goes a bit out wide and wants to get a bit sloppy on the exit of turn 5. Crossfire Strikes is really struggling with the Williams here tonight in Abu Dhabi. It is a difficult track indeed. Low grip surface as we make our way now towards turn 6 and turn 7. This is where he lost it before as he collapsed to the curb. This time kissing the apex nicely there as we get it turned in towards turn 7. You can see the back end of the car wanting to complain as it just oversteers on the exit. Now exit turn 7 and turn 8 with the DRS wide open. Used a bit of battery as we head down towards turn 9 we go. Just flick the car in. Obviously 2.5 seconds up in the middle sector because he hasn't got a representative lap time on the board there. So Crossfire Strikes, no problems through turn 9. This is where it gets tricky now. Can he keep it nice and tidy here in this slow particular part of the track as we make our way now towards turn 13 and turn 14, just past the hotel there. Look at that, carrying the speed nicely through 5th gear as he exits the corner very wide indeed. Oh, look at that, cuts the corner too, but he's back in the pit lane. Crossfire Strikes, unfortunately, will start down in P17 or last, depending if President Elite as he retires as well. What a shame for President Elite. Crossfire Strikes. President Elite is out there so far. Mike is a 10th up in the first sector. Mike is doing really well so far on his debut here, currently in P10. I'm just waiting for the likes of Hurricane to try and do something here. 22.7 in we know he's just struggling qualified, but fares better in the race.
Yeah, you want to get a good qualifying position to be able to have a good contest, obviously, if you want to go for the win or even the podium, but you need to have a good enough qualifying result to be there. As Samo comes through the final corner, he has improved and he goes up by 0.6, he improves goodbye and goes up to P10. Samad, that is, and Hussein and Jensen is also on the lap, but they're not really improving at the moment. Jensen is about just half a tenth up at the moment on his lap time, so Jensen, of course, we've seen him this season. His pace has somehow improved dramatically from what we saw when he first came back to SFI midway through division last season. As there you go, P3 22.1. So that's pretty good enough. Is anyone going to beat Nico's time?
That's the question we're all wanted to find out. Only Kaneem and Nico in the 21s. The Hassan Hussein goes to P3. What a great lap time there from the Haas man. But notice, massive overspin, massive wheel spin out of turn 14 there, struggling as well. He was the 10th up in the middle sector, but that time will be lost as he makes his way towards the final corner. Here comes Nordis across the line. P6 for him with a 22.1. So close, so fine margins between these drivers. Where's Hurricane? Kane is 3/10 up in this middle sector, but it won't be enough to dethrone Nico. Where can he put himself amongst the pack? It is so tight. 1 or 2 tenths can make a big difference as Fireblaze around the final corner. Let's see what the Ferrari driver could do as he makes his way towards the line. It's P3. Great lap time there for Fireblaze with his rival Kaneem in P2. Here comes Rise and Star around the final corner. He crosses the line in P5. Here comes Kane. What can Kane do? It's P7 behind Jensen. Those times are so close. It is compact, this grid.
Draugen has done exactly the same with what Beremy done, and he spun it out of, I can't remember what, that little hairpin. I can't remember what turn 9, that's it. I don't know if he was on a good lap time or not, but that's unlucky there for Draugen. Mike is also on the lap, but I think he got held up a little bit by Draugen, so he's not really improving that much unless he has a really good sector 3. What it will be? No, he's actually fallen all the way down, and someone's gone up the field. Can't remember. I think that was the President Elite who's gone up to P12.
He has. So is Nico, untouchable at the front. The young German driver, Nico Rassenberg, takes pole with a 21.654. Kaneem, the only other driver to get in the 21s as well, is second. Fireblaze in P3. Fireblaze second in the championship. 3 points away. He is still searching for his first victory / podium. 4 times it's been taken away from the guy ahead of him. He is desperate. He wants revenge, looking for redemption, Fireplace, after trying so hard, but yet so far, as Kaname always seems to have a trick up his sleeve to get that podium away from Fireplace. Kaname as well is also looking for his first win as well, so let's see if he can get it. But Nico's been very, very strong in qualifying, but on paper, every time he's raced so far this season, he has DNF'd, except once, and that's where Nico went on to win as well, I think. Where did he win? Let me have a look, because I did see it earlier on, and he was right in front of me, but I seem to be forgotten. So Nico's on pole with a 21.6, 3/10 clear of Kaname in P3, Fireblaze in P3, the Belgium of Hussein in P4. Both Mercedes lock out the third row. Hurricanes in 7th ahead of Northerners, Papa Agora in P9 ahead of Laser, and Samid in P11 ahead of President Elite, the Super Swede. Mike on his debut in P13 ahead of Beremy in 14th, Langfeld 15th, Jalgood 16th, Burmeister is 17th ahead of Crossfire Strikes, who will start down in 18th place. But Nico Rassenberg took the podium back in Austria, and that was his only podium and only points finish this season. One race, as I'll dip to the tournament, Owen.
Yeah, no worries. There's Ellie in the chat. Says, go on, Henry. Henry, of course, is Noldus. Ellie's other half. He's obviously starting in P8. He's had a very decent season so far. Now he's only got one podium finish at the moment, but I think he's top 5 in the championship at the moment, I believe. As what I was going to say, I've completely forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, Laser, obviously Fireblaze. They're in top 2 in the championship, but obviously still not got the win under their belts. Obviously, we see the likes of Volakongan and Hazara, and also maybe even Oscar taking those wins, but they're not here tonight. They're only reserve, of course. So this is a great opportunity for these guys to obviously take their first win of the season. But obviously, we know what Nico's pace was like as well. He is normally quick. He's obviously got that pole. Retired about 9 minutes ago, and still got the pole position. So Nico is, of course, a very quick driver as well. Where is Nico in the championship? I can't see him. I think he might be reserve. Nico, can't see him. Let's be a reserve then. Nico, I think he's in here. Oh no, there he is, because his name is totally different on the standings. Nico Rassenberg. Obviously, he's changed his name midway, which is perfectly fine, of course. Only 22 points to his name, but apparently the last 3 races he hasn't attended. The last race he attended was in Austria, which was round 4. We're now in round 9. Got a podium, 2nd place by the looks of that. Then obviously the race after that in Belgium, he actually didn't finish. He attended but didn't finish, and the 3 races after that he didn't attend. So obviously this is the first race back in 3 races for Nico by the looks of that, according to the standings. But like I said, obviously with the likes of Volakongan and Hazara not here tonight,
Oscar,
these guys, and Oscar as well, with these guys not here tonight, it's a great opportunity for the likes of Laser, Fireblaze, Kaname, all these guys to get their first win under their belts. The only driver that's taken wins who is actually a full-time driver is Jensen. Jensen's taken 3 wins, but the last 4 winners have been either Hazara or Volakongan, and obviously, like I said, they're both not here tonight, so it's a great opportunity for one of these drivers to actually get their first win on the belt, or even Jensen to get his 4th win on the belt, obviously. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, last season we saw a big DRS triumph between Fireblaze, Blue Rocket. We saw Hurricane involved in that. We saw Rising Star, as I already mentioned him as well, but Nordis as well. We saw a massive DRS fight between all those guys. It was Hurricane who was the one to win at the end. Blue Rocket and Jensen did the ultimate strategy. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them because they were catching and hunting them down. But the mini compound ties didn't pay off towards the end of the Grand Prix. I did feel sorry for the person on the ultimate strategy yesterday. I can't exactly remember who it was, but they went from hards to mediums because they pitted on the hard compound ties during the first safety car. Then had to take the mediums all the way towards the end of the Grand Prix. I can't remember who it was. It was in my head. I just saw him drop backwards dramatically, but who was it?
It was my teammate, wasn't it?
Electro Dan.
Might have been Dan.
It wasn't Lord by the top duo Electro Dan because during the first safety car they stayed out, but somebody on the hard compound tyres pitted, so they had to suffer towards the end on the mini compound tyres. So I definitely remember. It was Neymar. There we go. In Mercedes, it was Neymar because he pitted during that first safety car, and the safety car came out for the wrong time for those people on the hard compound tyres. As we see the formation lap get underway here in Abu Dhabi, we're not even talking about Australia, so we have the formation lap to talk about Australia as quickly as we can. So what a fantastic opening season that was at the Australian Grand Prix. It's always nice to have the first race at Australia because it's been a season opener for a very long time, except back in 2020.
23 race. Last 23 races in Australia has been the first race of the season or something like that. It's been the first race of the season for 23 races at the Australian Grand Prix out of I don't know how many now, probably about 26, 27, something like that. But yeah, it's nice to have the Australia as round one again. Obviously, that is. I think we F1 fans are definitely used to Australia being around the round one of the calendar, and it's nice to have it back as round one once again. But that early morning, I don't know if you got up, JB, at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I stupidly did. I don't know if I'll do it for China because China is actually a sprint weekend as well, and the F1 sprint on the Saturday is at 3 o'clock in the morning UK time, so that's going to be a hard one. I don't think I'll probably see that one, but I think the actual main races are like 5 o'clock or something like that instead. But yeah, and then you got Japan after that. Oh, is it 7 o'clock? So then Japan would be at 5 o'clock. So first 3 races are going to be in early ones for us. But then after that, there's quite like mid-afternoon up until Las Vegas, I think, again.
Yeah, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, those tracks coming up next after Australia, Japan, and China. Of course, the Australian Grand Prix has been around since 1996, I think it has been.
Yeah, something like that.
2010. When it became the Bahrain Grand Prix as the first race of the season. Then obviously after 2019 it went to Austria as the first race of the season because of COVID in 2020. But all 18 drivers then line up on the grid, and it's going to be very interesting mixture of strategies. We didn't get a chance to talk about Australia, but we get a chance to talk about Abu Dhabi to see what happens here in the twilight race as we get underway here in Abu Dhabi. Then let's see who gets the better start. Here comes Canadian, and he takes the lead immediately as Nico on the hard compound tyre struggling as we see the Haas, the Ferrari and the Mercedes all involved in the battle. Hussein is up into P3. What a great start from him and the Haas. Also the mid-compound tyres. Laser, the championship leader, has fallen backwards. He must have gone for a spin or something, but unfortunately he's at the back of the field. That's a huge dent in his blow in the championship. Nico back down the inside in towards turn 5 versus Kaname then. Let's see what happens on this main straight with the DRS not open because it's lap 1, sorry, but it's going to be a drag race all the way down towards turn 6 and turn 7. Let's see what happens then. Kaname under massive pressure. Here comes Nico back down the inside in towards turn 6 Nico, but Kaname sticks around the outside, has the inside line for the next corner as the Ferrari and the Haas are scrapping away for P3 and P4 as the fight continues again between these two. Kaname and Nico continue their squabble as we head towards turn 9. Nico retakes the lead of the Grand Prix again as the Ferrari is still fighting with the Haas. All the intensity is going on during this Grand Prix. It's getting very, very close between all these guys. As Hussein, here comes Martin Starr, might take on both on, but yes he does, opens a P3. What a great move, but he almost lost the car, but saves it.
Great move from Rising Star getting Hussein, and I think he got Fireblaze as well. I think he did. So up to P3. Obviously on those medium compound tyres as well. Surprisingly, Nico's started on those hard compound tyres, so obviously he'll go for the alternate strategy and try and come back on those medium compound tyres on his second stint. So obviously already tactics being involved there, but obviously DRS is now enabled, so Kaname and obviously Kaname's tyres will be definitely warmer than Nico's now, so he should get that move done down this main straight that we're coming up to now. But obviously we normally see the moves done after the second part of the DRS straight. See if he goes for the move now. I think he's going to go straight for it. Yeah, why not? There we go. Quite a simple move down the inside, gets that move done, or even before the chicane, and quite a distance as well. So his main concern now for Kaname is just to try and keep in front now. Obviously these medium compound tyres do not last long. They're quite terrible. After about 10 laps, that's it, they're gone.
Papo Guru is centred on the inside, and here comes Hurricane now on the Aston Martin headed out towards turn 9. So the Aston Martin lunged it down the inside of Jensen in towards turn 6. Jensen anticipated it and got squeezed off the track in turn 7. There was no room given between the two there. Jensen was probably surprised that Papa Gomi sent it so far back, but he's relegated down as a P8 now because Harry Kane took advantage. He's also the hard compound tyres. I see a lot of people, in this race struggling, especially in the mid-speed corners, because they're losing traction. Rising Star is one of those people as well. Harry Kane taps the back of Jensen in the final corner as Kaname sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix you expect because of the medium compound tyres. So Laser gets ahead of Langford just though as he puts himself into P15. Laser unsure what happened to him down at turn number 1. I presume the usual chaos and carnage, but we'll have to try and make a recovery drive now from P15. Let's see, can he do it in 15th place?
Yeah, just turn 2 on lap 1 for Laser. I think he got a little bit of contact. So I think he was on the inside and just made contact with somebody, and I don't know who, but just basically putting him into a half spin, and that's why he's at the back of the field. I was on board with Draugen right at the back of the field, but but that's basically what's happened.
Samid relegated into P10. Great. Oh, here comes Mike. It's a late move. He makes contact. They both spin as Mike half-hearted it down towards turn 6 there. Samid, I was about to say, he was running in a great place in P10, but unfortunately he spun the car due to the LP driver getting very close to him. So what a massive shame there for Samid, as President Elite and Draugen are scrapping away. So this is the second part of the DRS train now. So 10th place downwards have been split apart due to the contact between Samid and Mike. Those two essentially have broken the DRS by taking these two out of the equation.
Could be massive. Obviously, we know what the DRS is like in this game, and that could be massive. Obviously, as soon as you're out that second, it's going to be very difficult to get back into that second mark again, because they can really pull away on that DRS straight. So Draugen's got to try and catch up to these guys as quickly as he can. Obviously, 1.5, I don't think he's going to make it, so the gap's going to be about 2.5 seconds by the time they finished on the DRS straights once again. So he's got a task on his hand already for Draugen. Let's see if he can catch up. So let's find out. Obviously now Nico and Kaname kind of swapping positions, but Nico's doing well at the moment on his hard compound tyres. Obviously medium compound tyres should be better, but he's about 7/10 at the moment between Nico and Kaname. Obviously the DRS is now enabled, but that's how much he can pull it in, Nico, with that DRS. And see if Kaname goes for it down this straight. Now as Nico nearly loses the back end of the car, and Kaname loses traction as well. Rising Star at the moment hasn't really got a choice but to stay behind him. Obviously it's DRS train, he can't do much, but Kaname seems to be happy where he is at the moment. And obviously I would be, to be fair. You don't really want to be battling too hard with Nico.
Yeah, just try and stay in first and second there. Don't want to battle them too hard. We saw the RB drivers yesterday battle so hard, they shot themselves in the foot and they took themselves out of a potential 1-2, did RB. But we've got an RB and Nico leading the Grand Prix so far, looking very comfortable indeed. Of course, Kaname just choosing his moments wisely. The defending against Rising Star, overtaking Nico when he has to, of course, making sure he stays in front of the rest of the guys behind them. So it's going to be a stale race. I wonder if anybody behind is going to force a move, because the likes of Harry Kane, Jensen, Hussein are stuck in those places there, because when you're stuck behind somebody in the DRS train, you can't go anywhere unless you try and use all your bash to get past him. But Fireblade's looking really keen on the back of Rising Star as we head down towards turn 5. Langford picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. And I tell you what, Hussein took a really weird approach going down towards turn 5, mounted off the curb on the outside, but still makes it stick. But Jensen's on the back of him as we head on the back straight, headed down towards turn 6 and turn 7. Any moves being here? Noldus is ahead of the Aston Martin going in towards turn 6 of the heavy breaker zone. He puts himself into P8 ahead of the Aston Martin. Had a really good start, but dropped backwards when Jensen got past him, and Harry Kane and Noldus now follow through as well. Here comes Jensen on the back of the Haas once again. Will he try and make a move? He's too far behind, but here comes Kane over the inside in towards turn 9. Caught him off guard. Jensen was derated, saving battery, but Harry Kane's forced some moves here. Wants to get himself up the pecking order if he can, by picking any moment he can, catching these guys off guard. That's what you're going to do as well, because the guys in this part of the race will be trying to save battery later on in the Grand Prix. So the guy behind has to do something, because that's what I tried to do in one of my races. I raced around here in Abu Dhabi. I got stuck in the DRS train, so I tried to save battery, pick my moments at the right time, use it, and try and catch people off guard. That's what you're going to do. You've got to try and voice up the order, but it's easier said than done, of course. You're just hoping that the guys ahead of you make a mistake in front or battle, and therefore you come through and overtake them.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, obviously after that second DRS straight, you can really catch them off guard and even go for the overtake on through sector 3. Normally going towards that quick 2 right-handers. I made a couple of around the outside moves there. To be fair, we've got Ferrari and Fireblaze getting Rising Star now. So Fireblaze wants to get on with it and. Has try and get the opportunity to get the likes of Kaname and Nico. So Fireblaze, of course, on his hard compound tyres. So these medium compound tyres might have fallen away already for these guys, as he's really actually caught up to Kaname as Jensen and Hussein swapping position. So Jensen's finally passed Hussein, and again that's on medium compound tyres for Hussein. So it seems like they are struggling. But here comes Jensen now past his teammate of Rising Star. So I think that might be a tactical change there between the two.
Yeah, Rising Star just went deep in turn 9. Like I said, it could have been tactical, it could have been purposeful, but now Jensen's in P4 on the better hardcore pod tyres. Both of these two, as Papa Gore has picked himself up a 3-second penalty in the field. But yeah, these two last season, not altered strategy. I believe Jensen did the same thing last season. Hards to mediums, but it didn't work. He didn't catch those guys in front of him. He actually lost a lot of time, because him and Blue Rocket tried to use each other for DRS and get past each other and therefore bring themselves closer towards the front end of the pecking order, but they couldn't do it as the tyres died towards the end. So I'm surprised Jensen has gone for the same strategy again on the hardcore power tyres. But look at this. Harry Kane gets a good launch as he makes his way down towards turn 5. What a sensational move from Matthias. Puts himself into P6. Rising Star loses the back end in the car. And here comes Harry Kane ghosted inside him. Now he's ahead of him as he puts himself into P5. So a cheap overtake there from Kane, and now he puts himself into P5. The same problem is occurring for Rising Star. If you noticed in the last few races, he's struggling in the first stint. He can't seem to get the car under control. Doesn't have the grip as Harry Kane goes off the track. A massive throttle on there, and it's lost the DRS towards Jensen as well, but he does still have DRS on the straight. So can Harry Kane get himself closer towards the guys in front? Kaname, the only person in the top 5 now on the medium compound tyres. So it seems the hard compound tyres are better than the mediums in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's definitely the racing's tyre, but we know it well. We see hard compound tyres at most races, on most tracks. To be fair, it's definitely the better tyre out of the two compounds. Rising Star losing the back end like crazy. He's about to lose out the second already. So. We're only 6 laps in and they're already struggling on medium compound tyres. I'm quite surprised with that, to be fair. I didn't know they were actually this bad. I knew that really from my spin yesterday. But anyway, as Kaname is doing well at the moment, he's still keeping with Nico. And this is Nico's concern, just to stay within the DRS of Nico, obviously, and then you will have the opportunity to... defend off Fireblaze and Jensen, as Jensen's actually got really close to Fireblaze there, but it's a good tactical move by Kaname at the moment. Obviously he can also pit early to one of those hard compound power tyres. We'll have to go a little bit longer, so Kaname will be able to get the undercut done as well. So we'll have to look out for Kaname later on in this Grand Prix. I think Nico, Fireblaze and Jensen will all be chasing down Kaname towards the later stages of the race.
Here comes Rising Star side by side with Hussein as he puts himself into P6. So these three have dropped away dramatically. Their tyres must have fallen off the cliff. Their peak performance have gone. It's only lap 6-7 of this Grand Prix. So those medias fall away dramatically. I should know this because I did a race around in Abu Dhabi about a week ago. And I did the mediums to hard strategy as Sabin has retired the pit lane. What a shame for Sabin because he's finally inside the top 10. Then Mike comes and spins him out as, Jensen almost lost the car in the final corner. He's so twitchy as Hussein then has pitted. Harry Kane moving left and right there, but obviously Jensen's done nothing wrong. He just rejoined when he could. As we head down now towards turn 1 we go. This is the Matthias we like to see as he's been put aside a while, as Daniel Ricciardo said in 2021, but he's came back and hopefully he comes back because we want to see this type of racing from Matthias as well. 11 wins last season but 0 here this season, only 1 podium as well. So what a change. 1 or 2 months can make a difference as well, a big difference, because the last race of the season was in December. We started up again in February as Norris gets past Rising Star, puts himself into P6. So those people have dissipated out or disappeared out of the DRS range, as now it's up to these guys. Kaname is the only one left on the mini compound tyres inside the top 5 there, just holding on. As we see, who pitted just then? Hussein. He's in 17th place.
Yeah, the benefit of Hussein, though, obviously he's out with DRS and he's 10 seconds off President Elite at the moment, but he has the advantage of the clean air. Obviously the DRS straights is going to lose time, but the likes of like Sector 3 is where he's going to gain all the time. So obviously later stages he might struggle. But Harry Kane again! How did he save that? I do not know. He's obviously ghosted as well, but he got so lucky with that then. Mini heart attack moment right there for him. But yeah, Harry Kane, he just seems to be all over the place and making little mistakes like this. But let's see if he can improve. But Nico's gone off the track, and that's going to maybe give Kaname and Fireblaze the opportunity to get the move done on him. Obviously, Nico as well. He doesn't. I mean, Fireblaze, fair play to.
Did you lag? Are you here? I'll continue then. So Nico then under massive pressure. The DRS is open for Kaname. As here he comes, then Kaname will make an overtake. Will he though? Will he stay behind him? He can't, because Fireblaze is on the attack as well. So Kaname, he has to take the lead of the Grand Prix. But Nico's around the outside. There's slight contact between these guys here. Here comes Jets on the inside of Fireblaze. Here we are out of turn 7 we go. It's the top 5 fights for first place as Nico's vulnerable with no DRS. Kaname comes through. Here comes Jensen on Fireblaze. Fireblaze is not being aggressive enough as we head down towards turn 9. Between these 5 drivers, all wheel to wheel, more contact. Nico back around the outside. Fireblaze also on the outside of Kaname, but couldn't make the move. Now he can as he heads down towards turn number 11 we go. Fireblaze puts himself into P2, but almost lost the car as well. Wow, such intense fighting. Everybody's playing DRS chicken here because nobody wants to go for the move. Nobody wants to be in first place, especially with this DRS as well. So, as you can see, a lot of these guys squabbling, but I wonder if this squabble helps the likes of Crossfire Strikes, because look, the gap is 1.9. Also, Crossfire Strikes has done a fantastic job. Started literally in last place. He's up to P6 and he's gaining these guys as well. So he would dearly love that the top 5 fight so hard, therefore he can be brought back in the DRS play. And Crossfire Strikes, a very highly competitor. Here comes Jensen, wheel to wheel with the RP drive. A bit late on the brakes there, almost in the back of Fireblaze as well. Massive oversteer to go with it as we exit now turn 5 with the DRS once again enabled. Will Fireblaze make a move? Nico going left to defend as Fireblaze then, with the lack of ERS he has on the Ferrari, K1 isn't available as here comes Kaname side by side with Nico in towards turn 6 and turn 7. I really hope you got the joke there with the K1 not available for him.
Yeah. That was Hamilton in Australia. But yeah, Nico now coming back from Fireblaze. So Fireblaze has done a pretty well to get off that front of the field, obviously getting past Kaname to begin with. But Kaname, again, like I said, is doing well. If I was Kaname now, I would pit. Obviously, you don't really want to be in a battle like this at the moment that he's in now. Jensen's on the outside of Kaname. Is he going to stick it around the outside as Jensen? Yes, he is, of course. Good move there from Jensen. We saw that a couple of times in Division 2 yesterday, and then we've seen it again. It's quite a common move now, to be fair. But if I was Kaname now, I would pit. Get out of this battle. Maybe just try it and see if you can... well, I hope these guys can... Well, he doesn't pit anyway, but I was hoping for his sake he would pit, and obviously it would be a bit of a benefit for him. Obviously, if these guys are battling like they are at the moment, obviously these guys are battling like this, they're going to lose a lot of time, and you can see that because Crossfire Strikes is a second off these guys, at about 2.5 second gap, but now it's just about a second, so Crossfire Strikes is now involved in this battle.
And here comes Kane up the inside towards turn 5. It's his second attempt up the inside. Contact made as well as we exit the corner. Harry Kane puts himself into P4 but has lost a bit of time towards the top 3 as once again the top 3 embroiled in a very hot battle here. This is going to be a climatic race towards the end of this Grand Prix. Fireblaze being very smart, so not going for the move just yet. But like you said, if I was Kaname, I'd pit now as well because I'd be worried about undercut threat. By the way, the undercut is huge around here. I pitted on lap 10. I was in 6th place place at the time, 7th place. I was outside the DRS because somebody spun me. I was about 2-3 seconds behind. When I pitted, I was in first and 3-4 seconds ahead. Oh, Nico almost lost it at turn 9. You can see everybody is struggling around here in Abu Dhabi with the low grip surface around here as well. It's just so easy to lose the car around here, such as the demand, the grip, the tire temperature as well, the lack of surface around here as well, here in Abu Dhabi. But look at all these guys, they're just so bunched up. I have no idea who is going to win this Grand Prix. It's going to be so close between everybody. Jensen's looking for his 4th win. Fireblaze, Nico are looking for their first win. Harry Kane's looking for his first win. Kaneem's looking for his first win, and Crossfire Strikes looking for his first win, his last podium. So the top 6, I've got something to say about it. But yeah, Crossfire Strikes has caught this battle, and what a fantastic drive from the man that started down in 18th place. He really did struggle to qualify based on the back of Kaneem. And like I said, why has Kaneem not pitted? He has left it a bit too late, and Crossfire Strikes is up into P5 now, challenging for the lead of the Grand Prix. But the question is though, why is he not pitted? He should have pitted about 2-3 laps ago.
Yeah, I mean, the tyre wear advantage, obviously Fireblade's going to pass Nico, but the tyre wear advantage, obviously he won't have that, so maybe he's trying to go with them. Obviously when these guys go onto the medium compound tyres, and he goes onto the hard compound tyres, but if he does that, he's going to, well, he's in threat at the moment of the likes of Hussein and Noldus. Obviously, look at the gap between Hussein and Noldus. Noldus is 4 seconds off Hussein at the moment, and obviously Rising Star in that battle at the moment. So that's how powerful the undercut is at the moment. But obviously Hussein's going to struggle with that tyre wear later on. But if I was Kaneem right now, he's got to pit literally probably this lap now. It's got to be a maximum 13 laps on these, 12 laps on these medium compound tyres. But it has to be this lap now. Obviously, he's now losing time to the top 5, so his opportunity is now to get that done. And there we go. Now he pits to go on sort of hard compound tyres. Just got to be careful now to see if he's going to be stuck in some traffic. I don't think he might be stuck in a little bit of traffic, probably not too much. Could be in between Langfell and Hussein, I believe he'll probably come out by.
Yeah, so I believe he has left it a bit too late, in my opinion, so it might drag him towards the end of the Grand Prix. He might catch up with him, but now it's the hard compound tyre runners left to pit this Grand Prix. I presume Hussein will take the lead of the Grand Prix, but somebody has spun. Is that Remy? Remy's gone for a spin at the exit of turn 1, and that's where Sebastian Vettel spun as well. Here comes Fireblaze. Wow. Here comes Fireblaze for the lead of the Grand Prix, as here comes Nico on Jensen as well. Kaneem has rejoined so far back, he has lost it. I don't think he can catch up.
A lot of traffic. Yeah, he's got a lot of traffic as well. He's obviously got Rising Star, Noldus and Papagora right in front of him as well, and also Hussein's going to be there as well. So that was not the right decision, I don't think, from Kaneem. Fair play to him if he can make this work, but I don't think he'll be able to make it work now with all that traffic in front of him.
Crossfire and Hurricane going side by side towards turn 9. Back in the Spanish Grand Prix last season, these two had a fantastic fight, as I'm pretty sure everybody remembers that one. But yeah, like I said, Kaneem is so far back. Papa Agori, Rising Star are well ahead as well, and both Mercedes drivers are fighting. That's Noldus right in front of us. Then it's a 2.5 second gap towards Hussein. So Hussein, essentially the net race leader of this Grand Prix. Has Kaneem's strategy worked? Or is it a bit of a blunder? We're about to find out, because he left it so late as well, but still at some good pace as well, it must be said. Having good pace, having good time management is one thing, but let's see if it pays off for him, because the hard compound tyres are so durable. They can last up to like over 20 laps in this Grand Prix, maybe more than that, maybe towards the end, as Noldus now sets the last up the Grand Prix as he tries to chase Hussein. Hussein is using his clean air as Berry was retired in the pit lane. What a massive shame there for the Red Bull driver. He is out. His last DNF was at the Singapore Grand Prix, where he crashed at the exit on the Anderson Bridge, and that's where both Red Bull drivers were out of the Grand Prix, as well as Harry Kane also did the same thing, but a few corners earlier. Fireblaze then has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. We know these guys are elongating their first stint to have the medium compound tyres towards the end. So these guys not yet thinking about a pit stop, but Nico's thinking about overtake, and Nico takes the lead. I'm a bit concerned about Fireblaze, because I've noticed as well that ERS has been his biggest kryptonite this season. He hasn't been really sufficient in saving his battery. That's what he needs to do. I think Fireblaze needs to focus on saving battery more, because that's been what's cost him back in Hungary, Belgium, especially Belgium, and in Monza, because Kaneem out-dragged him in Parabolica, and that's what got Kaneem the podium in P3. And he also had a bit of battery left as well to keep him behind before the finish line, exiting Parabolica. And Fireblaze is the first to blink on the hard compound tyres then. So I was talking about him saving the ERS. Now he's pitted. Yeah, it is a bit early, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a bit early to go on those medium compound tyres. Obviously, they only last about, what, 8 laps? I mean, fair play to Canadian, they made it work. But if Fireblaze can do the same thing as what Canadian did, then I suppose it's going to work out for him. But he's going to be behind, obviously, Papa Agora when he comes out, or is he? It's going to be close. I think he's just going to be behind this battle. Yeah, he is. So Fireblaze has got some work to do as well.
So he has rejoined in P12 right behind Papa Agora. You can see the undercut is very powerful because these guys ahead of him were so far back in the first in the DRS trade. So it's the top 4 then. I think the top 4 might not respond just yet because it is a bit too early. We know the medium compound tyres, when they hit a cliff, they drop off. The hard compound tyres, when they get older, they get better, have no tyre effects. Hussein gets ahead of Langford, puts himself into P6. He can see the pack behind him. Kinaim is up into P8, so he's got ahead of the group he was behind already. So great progress there from Kinaim. He's got some fantastic pace. Let's see then, has his strategy paid off? I don't really know who has the best strategy, to be honest with you, as Langford's back ahead. That's the last thing Hussein needed, but he opens the door and Hussein walks through. So thank you very much, mate. I'll take that, and puts himself into P6. Thank goodness for his sake, as Nico's pitted also as well. But thank goodness for Hussein, he didn't get stuck behind Lightfall.
A bit too early. Obviously, I think Nico obviously has come in to cover off Fireblaze, but I think Fireblaze has kind of forced these guys to pit early. Just to try and cover off from Fireblaze. So they know that they've got to basically stay with this battle at the moment. Obviously, this battle with Canadian Nolders, Rising, Papa, Aruga, and Fireblaze. They need to stay with this battle to obviously have the opportunity to take the win. This is going to be the battle for the win, I think, and there's going to be about probably the top 10. I believe it's going to be the top 10 that's going to be in the battle for the lead. So it's going to be a massive battle for the lead.
We got a huge battle. We got people on different tyres, different age of tyres as well, going from hards to medium, mediums to hards, and extending this stint as well. We have no idea who has the best tyre advantage so far, but I can tell you that Kanaim's up into P4, so he's up into P4, the next race leader, as here comes Fireblaze down the inside of Papa Ogori. Aggressive move, makes contact with the Aston Martin, gets away, and stays in P8, but Jensen and Hurricane are chopping and changing. Jensen's made a mistake, and Crossfire Strikes is on the back of him, but Jensen's a ghost, so he's able to go through him, and he puts himself into P2 or stay in P2. But surely these three are going to go in the pit lane this lap as well. They're losing so much time to continue battle like this, and yes, they are. The top 3 are in the pit lane, and we're back to square one.
Again, it is a bit early to go on those medium compound tyres, I believe, but because of Fireblaze stopping early to go on those medium compound tyres, they haven't really had a choice but to go onto those tyres earlier than probably normal, and maybe a little bit early, but they're still going to be struggling towards the last 2 laps of this race, so it's going to be one heck of a finale on this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
It is. Fireblaze is on the freshest tyres in P5 and the medium compound tyres, hunted down the likes of Rising Star. He's right behind Fireblaze, pitted early on the hard compound tyres, and now he's into P5, right behind the top 4 on the hards. Here comes the RB. That's Nico versus Papa Ogori. Aggressive move there from Nico, but had to make the move stick, otherwise he gets stuck behind him. Here comes Fireblaze with the battery, with the lack of battery, with the DRS open, attacking Rising Star as we head down towards the breaker. So we go, as Hussein defends, contacts and bumping and barging between these guys. Fireblaze gets ahead around the outside. Nico's turn. Nico gets a better exit on the mini compound tyres. He will simply swoop past Rising Star, and here comes Papa Ogori. Will he make a move? The answer is no, but Nolders is in this fight as well. Nolders, who dropped away dramatically as Crossfire Strikes, overtakes Hurricane then. So the freshest tyres, the people on the better tyres, are at the back of the field. Here comes Nico now on Fireblaze. Fireblaze goes down the inside. It's a risky move. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. Nico's turn. Nico, but he can't do it. There's no room around the outside there. Has to back off, but Hussein goes deep. Nico around the outside. In towards turn 14, 15 we go. Now heading towards the final corner. Nico's up into P4 now. Great moves indeed, as the medium compound tyres are starting to force their way up through the field here. But I'm surprised. Well, not surprised. I'm intrigued. That's what I'm going to say, because I believe these medium compound tyres might drop away, because we know the medium compound tyres suffer around here quite dramatically.
The last 3 or 4 laps, Fireblaze, Nico are definitely going to be struggling, and obviously Crossfire Strikes, Hurricane and Jensen is going to be probably a little bit later on, of course, but the top, obviously Fireblaze and Nico, they are definitely going to be struggling more than, obviously, like I said, Crossfire Strikes, Hurricane and Jensen. So it's important for Fireblaze and Nico to get through Kaname and Nodus as quickly as possible to have the opportunity to get that win. Obviously, Mike's got that penalty now, 3-second penalty, so he's probably out the equation now for the win. Obviously, he is in this battle for the lead, but there's a bit of a gap now between Hussein and Nico. So there's a gap now between these guys. So Nico around the outside of Fireblaze, can he make it stick? They're still side by side. Still around the outside, Nico goes. Yeah, he gets that move done easily. As Kaname and Nodus, they are really a bit feisty at the moment, these guys. But obviously, Nico and Fireblaze are also feistier behind them. So I think it's important for Kaname and Nodus to keep Nico and Fireblaze behind. But we know how these two have been recently. They are quite aggressive drivers, but they're aggressive racing from Fireblaze and Nico at the moment.
Hurricane has set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. There was a problem between Jensen and the Crossfire Strikes and Papa Agori. They went off the track together down at turn number 13. Crossfire Strikes is at the back of this pack. Fireblaze, be careful. He just literally cut the corner, just rode it in towards turn 4. And that might cost him a award. Let's see if it did cost him a award, but it could be crucial towards the end of the Grand Prix.
Kanane's got a penalty. I didn't even notice. Kanane's got a 3-second penalty. Yes, he has. I didn't even notice. He's got a 3-second penalty. I don't know where that's come from, but apparently he's got a penalty according to my screen. I don't know if it's the same for you.
Yeah, he does. Nico's up into P2, down the inside, he goes on Kaname as well, late brakes, and he keeps the car pointed in the right direction. He could have easily outtacked Kaname there. He controlled it, late braking skills by Nico Rassenberg. Now he's side by side with Kaname. Kaname's chance to win the Grand Prix is getting slimmer and slimmer. He has got a 3-second penalty. Fireblaze puts himself into P3 as well. Here comes Hurricane. Hurricane is up into P5 ahead of Rising Star. Rising Star is really struggling now, and now Jensen has overtaken him in the same place he did in the first stint, and Jensen now puts himself into P6. But Kaname, he is searching for his first win of the season after getting 4 podiums this season, three of them in a row. But unfortunately, he has picked himself up with that 3-second penalty. He'll be absolutely frustrated. There's no way he can win this Grand Prix because this grid is so compact. Have a look on the race. Jensen has picked up a 3-second penalty, but have a look at the race director because that'll tell you. As Jensen now sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix, but we did notice that Kaname. I must have.
Lap 20 got it apparently. I don't remember seeing that pop up, but we're getting many pop ups at the moment. Presently with 3 seconds, so I might have just quickly had a quick pop up when we completely missed it. So he got 2 warnings on lap 9, I think it was, and then a penalty on lap 20. So there you go. So he's out of the equation now. Same with Jensen as well. He's probably out of it with the 3-second penalty unless everyone else picks up a penalty.
As we head down towards turn 6 and turn 7, as Hurricane hits the back of Nodus, we know that these two are very close in terms of Hurricane and Nodus before complementing each other. As Hurricane, Nodus said, Hurricane's got a big package. Here he is then with that package, side by side on the straight we go. Hurricane puts himself into P4 ahead of his fellow Norwegian compatriot there, and now Jensen's turn to get past the Williams driver as we head out of turn 9. Can Jensen follow suit immediately, or will he stay behind the Williams for the time being? So, I'm trying to think now. Nico's in first place, but Hurricane's on the better tyres in P4, got some monumental race pace. Could Hurricane have a good chance to win it? Is it going to be a bit difficult with Nico in the way, Fireblaze and Kaname in the way?
It's going to be difficult, but it's all to play for. Obviously, we've got the top 8 at the moment in this leading pack. Obviously, Hussein and Papa is also there, but with 3-second penalties, Jensen, Kaname's already out of the battle. But I think the main concern for Nico is just kind of try and help Kaname to stay in that P2 position, because then for Nico, he has that bit of cover. But like I said, with those medium compound tyres falling,
sorry to interrupt you. Hurricanes side by side with Fireblaze in towards turn 5, but gets a massive oversteer out of the corner, massive wheel spin, couldn't get the power down, and now Fireblaze stays ahead. This is the third time Hurricane's done this move, and it has paid off, but it comes without a price. Sorry, it comes with a price because he loses a lot of time because he has massive wheel spin. He can't seem to get the power down. The exit at turn 5 as we exit turn 6 and turn 7. Hurricane be hoping he's up as a P3, but not to be. But he's using the battery now, gaining on Fireblaze. Fireblaze has no battery at all. As we head down towards turn 9 we go. Hurricane muscles his way past. He puts himself into P3 right behind Kaname. As Crossfire Strikes goes wide, Jensen puts himself into P5 ahead of both Williams drivers as this battle continues to get intense, very intense indeed between these guys now. We're back towards where we started off in the first stint with these guys back in their same positions, not the same positions, but where they were in the first stint before the pit stops.
Yeah, as Rising Stars now kind of fell off the cliff, really. He's now 2 seconds off. But with Noldus, I think all he needs to be concerned about is just to keep with these guys. If their tyres will fall off, and Noldus will try and have to try and take that advantage. Obviously, I think he's only got one podium finish, close to that win in China, but got taken away by Hazara. But again, with Noldus, if these medium compound tyres completely fall off, that is advantage Noldus, but he needs to take advantage of that as much as he can. Just make sure he just stays with the DRS with these guys at the moment.
Kname's strategy has worked effectively, but unfortunately he's got a penalty. Yes. Here comes Hurricane, but not close enough to make a move. But yeah, I think Kname's pace, he's been so consistent this season as Fireblaze gives Hurricane a bit of a tap on the back of the rear end of that Red Bull there, reading the Oracle on the back of the rear wing as we see Crossfire strikes now, pressurising Jensen. Oh, there's contact! He's in the wall! He's lost his wing! What on earth happened there? It's a safety car! A safety car has been deployed! And we bring something
That's
new
gonna be soft.
into the race. And I dare say, yes, it will be. I dare say the soft compound tyres will be introduced. What on earth happened there? In the wall goes Rising Star. A fantastic race, but unfortunately it's been ruined by the contact. Sorry about that. Yeah, Crossfire strikes.
I'm not 100% sure what happened with that between Crossfire strikes and I'm guessing it was Jensen. I'm not 100% sure, but do you remember? I didn't see it.
I was on board with him, but you go look at the. Sorry about that. Go look at the. I'm just too excited at the moment. Go look at the live stream whilst I'm going to go to the toilet.
So while he's doing that, I'm going to have a quick look. What happened? Right, where are we? Right, there we go. Oh, that happened to me Silverstone last season. Yeah, that's lucky there. I don't think Jensen's done anything wrong there either. A couple of guys has gone on the medium compound tyres, and I think I know the reason why. They have got no soft compound tyres available. Nico, what did I say about Nico? Nico has retired early in qualifying because he had a brand new set of soft compound tyres, and I knew it. He had a brand new set of soft compound tyres available. He knew that was going to be a decent lap for qualifying, had a set available for the race, and this is taking advantage all the way for Nico. Mike has stayed out, but he doesn't need to worry about that. Nico, soft compound tyres, gotta be a benefit Nico. There's no brainer for Nico now to win this Grand Prix. Kaname is still behind him as well, so he'll have a bit of cover from the likes of Harry Kane, so that's got to be a no-brainer there. Nico has got to win this race. It's his race to lose now, surely. But obviously we'll have to find out. Obviously, I think it's only going to be in for about a lap. I think it'll be in next lap. And then we'll get underway. But it'll be basically about 3 or 4 laps of racing, and then that's it. So it should be. Well, I'm not promising anything here, but Nico, like I said, is his late race to lose. But the likes of Noldus, especially Noldus, that is the time when the safety car didn't need a safety car at that point. Hello. He didn't need a safety car at that point, Noldus, because those medium compound tyres were going to fall off the cliff very soon, and it came out at the wrong time for him. So P6, maybe, I think P4, obviously with penalties, is probably going to be the best result for him as long as he defends well. But I was just saying, Jamie, Nico, what he did in qualifying, set that lap time. He knew that it was a very good lap time and probably an unbeatable lap time. He had a set of softs available, and he is now using those softs up. That is a great strategy, and obviously a great lap for qualifying, because now he can use that soft compound tyre up for the race.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. We did see Nico retire earlier on. Same with Hurricane, because Hurricane uses 2 sets of soft compound tyres during the qualifier sessions as well. So Hurricane, I suspected, didn't want to go on a soft because he knew the soft compound tyre was a bad tyre. He wanted the best grip towards the end of this race. But it's going to get very spicy. This is a 3-4 lap sprint towards the end of the Grand Prix. A safety car towards the end of Abu Dhabi, and we'll see what happens in the closing stages. I have flashbacks around here in Abu Dhabi, unfortunately. So basically, a safety car came out very early. I don't know what happened actually in that race, but I was leading majority of the Grand Prix, and I was in a comfortable lead. I was 7 seconds ahead of the guy behind me. He wasn't catching, nobody was catching me. But the problem was, I used all my set of softs in qualifying. Then a safety car came out around lap 25, 26, 26 and 27 towards the end of the Grand Prix. It was a 1-lap shootout, and everybody behind me was at a brand new set of soft compound tyres. Then when the safety car came in, I got swamped by everybody. I lost the podium as well, so that really upset me because it's the first time I ever dominated the race until a safety car came out and completely wrecked me and ruined me over. So yeah, I do have flashbacks around here, but we'll see. So does Lewis Hamilton, unfortunately, but let's see then what happens at the safety car restart. The Alpine driver is the newcomer of Mike, the Dutchman, making his debut here in Abu Dhabi, but we know he's on the old mini compound tyres. I expect him to fall backwards, but he's the only one on the old set of mini compound tyres. Nico on a brand new set of soft compound tyres. What's Hurricane doing? Doing a Max Verstappen going side by side. We can name, but that's not allowed these days in Formula 1. But here we go then. Can't like reactions. What's going to happen in the last few laps of this Grand Prix? We're about to find out now as Mike leads me away. Foot to the floor. We go racing once again. It is lap 26 of 29. There will be 3 laps of racing. Let's see. Nico trying to get past Mike immediately. He doesn't want to lose any time behind the Alpine while he's trying to defend from the other Alpine behind him as Hurricane's on the attack as well. Here we go, down towards turn 5. Will Nico make an oversight? No, Mike's defending as we head down towards turn 5. Nico trying to go around the outside. Mike trying to keep his foot in there. But Nico, with the better soft compound tyres, gets past him. Surely Mike will let his teammate go. There's no point fighting him as we head down towards turn 6 and turn 7. But Mike's coming back. Here comes Mike, back down the inside, in towards turn 6 and turn 7. He might retake the lead, but no, Nico around the outside with better tyres as he has the inside line now. Here comes Kaname, follows through very quickly. The Dutchman and Mike tried to keep going, but unfortunately those mini compound tyres will not make it. But here Hurricane now, he has to get past Mike. Mike's defending for dear life as Kane is going to go around the outside of the RP driver, and here comes Fireblaze now. Fireblaze goes through, and that was a very easy overtake for one reason, because these two are very close to each other. The teammates in a different league. And here comes Nordus around the outside in towards this corner here. Contact's made, the RP driver goes a bit wide, and Nordus puts himself into P5. Yeah. Mike is dropping backwards now.
Already. Yeah, I was expecting for Mike to fall off the cliff just like that, and yeah, I suppose it's a risk worth taking. Obviously, he's got nothing to lose this race, I suppose, to try and get a good experience of these guys and good first outing as much as he can. But he's already, where is he, P8 at the moment, dropping down to P9 now. But yeah, he's fallen off the cliff, so that's his race done really for Mike. But Nico now. 7/10 is the difference between Kaname and obviously Nico, but he has got the penalty. Yellow flag, that is for Mike. So yeah, that's Mike over and out, unfortunately. He tried his best, obviously, like I said, he's got nothing to lose now. But yeah, Kaname, again, same, he's going to try and go for the move. Why not? Rising Star gets a 10-second penalty. He might be able to get that appealed. We'll have to find out, depending when if he overtook it under yellow flags or if he had to or whatever. Or depends on certain conditions, but yeah, Nico in the lead. He has to try and have hope Kaname is behind him, because that's basically his cover from Hurricane and Fireblaze.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Nico needs. He hopes that Kaname stays behind him. If not overtakes him, then Nico has the DRS on him and does the same. So Hurricane, unfortunately for him, in P3 as he flirts with the track limits in between 13 and turn 14. With Esteban Ocon spun during practice last season or season before. It wasn't last season because he wasn't there, because Jack Dewey replaced him. So it was the season before. But as they cross the line, it is the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix as Nico is under massive pressure. The soft compound tyre is not going to be in his favour now, because we know the soft compound tyres fade away very quickly. Kaname Hurricane and Fireblaze are all over his gearbox as we head down towards turn 5. It looks like a hero to zero move, but he might be dropping backwards, might be swapped on the straight because all these guys have the DRS on the back of him. We exit turn 5 now. Very crucial to get the corner right as the straight is coming up. DRS enabled now for Kaname and Hurricane, and here comes the Alpine of Hurricane Kaname, who puts himself into P1 now to take the lead of the Grand Prix, and Hurricane's next target is in front of him, who doesn't have a 3-second time penalty. There's Jensen on notice as he puts himself into P5 there. Jensen might interfere with this battle considering he has a 3-second time penalty himself as well. Fireblaze is still searching for that first podium of the season, but Nico's backing off. He's being very clever. He's saving his battery. He wants Kaname to be in front of him, but there's contact towards turn 9. But Nico's being very clever because he knows it's the last lap. He wants the DRS behind Kaname so he can go past him, and Hurricane will stay behind him for the time being now as we enter the last sector.
This is the opportunity for Harry Kane to get his first win on the belt of the season. Obviously, 11 wins last season. Still not got that win under his belt. We're now at round number 9. So this is probably his best opportunity he has had ever all season for Harry Kane. So he's going to try and take advantage as much as he can, just try and even just get one win on his belt under the season, especially with the season he had last season. So he'll be all on the back of Nico as much as he can to get that win.
It's the last lap of the Grand Prix. There's 3.6 miles left as here we are as we head down towards turn 5. Will Harry Kane make a move? He will. Here's a Red Bull down the inside in the final lap on turn 5. Harry Kane makes a stick. Nico trying to defend. Now they're side by side on the straight we go. Both have a DRS on the back of Kaname. Which one of these two will get past each other heading down towards turn 6 as Harry Kane has the advantage, but will Nico throw it down the inside? He won't. He stays in P3. Now Harry Kane surely has the best chance of winning. He has the DRS on the back of Kaname. He also has the fresher medium compound tyres attached to his car, but Nico, he will not give up. We know Nico's very feisty. He sees the win, he'll go for it. Hurricane's derated. Here comes Nico around the outside in towards turn 9, goes deep. Will Fireblaze take advantage? He can't. Fireblaze stays in P4, but Hurricane, with a difficult season, who has had DNFs and DNSs as well. He retired back in Singapore, broke his wing. Hurricanes had a very, very difficult season with no wins whatsoever. 11 wins last season, no wins this season. But Hurricane is about to change that as he makes his way now towards the final corner, just like he did last season. Hurricane finally gets a win this season. He gets his first win of the season here in Abu Dhabi. Nico is on the podium again, like in Austria, and Fireblaze finally gets on the podium after 9 attempts, being beaten by Kaname 4 times in a row. But Fireblaze and Nico Rossenberg and Harry Kane, first, second and third. What a fantastic race it's been. And finally, Harry Kane can have something to smile about because it's been a horrendous season for him.
Yeah, it's both in the Red Bull camp in general just hasn't had the season that he wanted. They probably came into the season with obviously being one of the favourites to take that constructors crown, of course. But it's just been an absolute dreadful season, unfortunately for them. But this is probably the highest they'll have this season, Red Bull, and obviously Harry Kane. I don't think he knows that there is a lot more quicker guys in this division than what there was last season, so that's probably taken a bit of a toll on him as well. But I think he would just be glad to finally get a win this season. I think that's probably his best aim and probably his best opportunity this season. And now he can just try and work on this now. Obviously, I think we saw him. As soon as he took that win, he was on a roll and. Let's see if he can do that for the rest of the season now. I know he's got his first win under his belt.
It's not too late, they say, but we are coming towards near the end of the season as well. There is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races left to go. Anything could happen. Hurricane's not too far away, so maybe a late season resurge for Hurricane. But there are classifications. The top 3. The Norwegian is back on top, ahead of the German of Nico Rossenberg, the Dutchman of Fireblaze in P3, ahead of Nordis. Great race from Nordis, by the way, in P4. Kaname in P5, being beaten finally by Fireblaze. It's 4-1 between those guys. Jensen's P6 ahead of Laser, who got spun around in turn number 1. Jargon once again in P8. Great race from him. Another top 10 finish. That's his 3rd consecutive top 10 finish. Hussein, a shame for him in P4. Same with Crossfire Strikes, who broke his wing. I like for P11. Burmeister in 12. Burmeister, I feel so bad for him. We barely mentioned him. I feel so terrible for Burmeister because he won yesterday, but he's barely mentioned today. So, yeah, my bad, Burmeister. But
I suppose he won't mind it as much because obviously he's more concentrated on the Division 2 than he is Division 1. Obviously, in that championship fight, and he's quite far ahead at the moment, Burmeister, in the Division 2 championship. So obviously, with Burmeister, he'll be looking to try and take that championship away from me, of course. But obviously, it's a good opportunity now. Now I've stopped racing.
So we've got Hurricane, we've got Fireblaze, we're just waiting for Nico Rassenberg to join the party, as the German usually does. So we just wait. But Nico says he can't do the interview because he is sick. So unfortunately for him, he will not be here. But yeah, we could start with Fireblaze first, as he did finish in P3. So Fireblaze, finally, you get a podium for the first time this season. Make sure your voice is to share as well, mate. But talk us through your race, mate. That must have been so stressful because you were in a battle for the top 3 throughout the whole race. How was it? How was you able to stay composed? How did you know when to attack and defend as well? How stressful was that race?
Well, I guess first of all, I had a good qualifying, so I was able to start from P3, which was very nice. I did lose a couple positions because I was on the harder compound, but I eventually was able to make it back up. In the beginning, it was quite a struggle on the hard, and same goes also for my second stint, to be honest. I pitted a bit earlier than everyone around me, so yeah. I did not really have any tires left, and then the safety car happened, and yeah. Didn't really have any extra pace, to be honest, to do anything, and the guys around me were already fighting a lot and spending ERS, so quite difficult for me to keep up, to be honest.
So, if it wasn't for that safety car, then did you think that you would drop down the order?
Well, I think I would have lost around 3 positions, probably. Like towards the end of the race, because my tires were already around like 25-27%, I believe, when the safety car hit.
What moment did you think that you'd be on the podium? Because you know the Can-Am had a 3-second time penalty. So what was going through your mind? Were you trying to keep it nice and clean, trying to make sure that you try and keep the guys behind? How nervous were you towards the last few laps of the Grand Prix? Because it's your first podium of the season, and you must have been like very, very nervous as well, and desperate to get that podium.
Well, I was a bit nervous and desperate, but I was also quite calm and collected on one hand. But basically, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I believe they slowed up a bit more than I expected ahead of me, so I kind of got a bad exit as well. So yeah, from there it wasn't really meant to be, I guess. But still, P3, even though I'm not certain if Can-Am can maybe remove it.
You can't, because he hasn't got a Scottish save, he says, so I don't think he can remove it. So it's finally 4-1 between you guys. It must have been so frustrating, because I've been wanting to talk to you for a while in this season, because I know that you got the pace to do so, but you've just been beaten towards the end, by Can-Am. You must be so relieved that finally you got a podium this season, because it might boost your confidence in those upcoming races.
Well, of course, it's a confidence boost. It's a podium. Yeah, but it also feels good to finally take away a podium from Can-Am instead of him taking it from me. So, well, yeah, I'll just see how the rest of the season unfolds, to be honest.
Did you know that you're the championship leader now, heading towards the next race?
I did not really know, to be honest, but cool to know, I guess. First time leading here.
How do you feel for the Brazilian Grand Prix? Are you struggling around there? And what's your expectations now? Because now you're the championship leader, you got a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So does that change your mindset going into the next upcoming races?
Well, I mean, it's not really going to change all too much, except for that I'm going to be primarily the hunted. So, yeah. I'll just see how it unfolds at Brazil. I'm usually quite okay around there, so I'm at least expecting to maybe be able to fight for a podium again.
And when you pitted as well, you were the first one out of the lot to make a pit stop. What was going through your mind there?
Well, basically, I was just trying to maybe jump a couple positions, but yeah, as I already explained, the tire life was not really working with me towards the end.
The medium compound tires do suck around here, so I was surprised you pitted quite early. But like you said, you wanted to do the undercut and jump the guys ahead, which you did do.
Yeah, I just thought that the mediums were just going to hold up a lot longer, but they really did not. Just a mistake on my part, I guess.
Well, the mistake turned into a podium at the end. So, well done, mate. You did a fantastic job. Nice to speak to you for the first time this season. I was expected to speak to you in the last upcoming races, but obviously, Kaname had the bragging rights about that one. Madsal, any questions for our good friend Fireblaze? Your mic is on mute, by the way.
Hello. Sorry about that. Thank you, Jamie. Fireblaze, good race, mate. I haven't, Jamie. But yeah, obviously, what is it? Your first podium? I think it is, isn't it? You did say Jamie, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah. Anyway, like
Mexico?
Jamie said, you are. Oh, Mexico. Okay.
I won that race.
Did you?
Last season, not the well. Technically, in the entire league. In the
No. It's your first podium in this season.
Yeah, this season, yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Because your first win was in Mexico when I was your teammate.
Oh yeah.
Continue, Owen. You're mute again if you're talking.
What's going on?
I have no idea.
Hang on, is this better?
A little bit, but continue.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Right, there we go. As I was saying, good race from you, Fireblaze. He sounded a bit unexpected that you'd take the championship lead, but obviously, with Volakongan and Hazara's taking the last 4 wins of the season, I suppose that is a bit unexpected. But I haven't got any questions for you anyway. But good luck for the rest of the season. I'll be with you, Jamie, of course, commentating for the rest of the season as well. So yeah, just good luck, mate, and hopefully you'll be there at the end of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, mate. Goed gedaan vandaag.
Dankjewel, jongen.
Geen probleem. We
I'll
move
leave
on.
you guys to Harry Kane.
We move on to the race winner, which is Matthias Saal. Matthias, finally, you get your first win here at Abu Dhabi this season. It's been a long time coming, and you had your ups and downs, mainly downs, but finally you're back up here, and it's nice to see you back as well. Fantastic pace. We finally saw the return of the old Hurricane. Where has Hurricane gone this season, or what's happened?
Yeah, it's been a struggle. I haven't quite had the pace I wanted to have. I've done some mistakes. Last time out, I was on for at least a P3, and just drove into the wall. So yeah, it's been a lot of silly mistakes, but I'm very happy to be on top once again.
You won in Abu Dhabi here last season, and you continue to lift off as well here this season. So 2 wins on the trot here in Abu Dhabi. Do you like this track? But we did see quite a few mistakes from you today, because you did have massive wheel spin, loads of snappy moments as well, where the back end of the car was just not there for you. Was this track very difficult in terms of balance and grip as well? Because a lot of people out there today were struggling for balance and grip.
Yeah, the first few laps of a stint is okay, but when the tire wear hits, you just have absolutely no grip, and the track is not that rubbery. So I struggled a bit, but I chose to. I have done a lot of running before this race, so I knew that would happen, and I was okay with it, and I made it work.
You started down in P7. We know that qualifying hasn't been really your speciality this season, but we definitely know that your race pace has been phenomenal and sensational throughout the course. Not really the course of the season, but we know that your race pace is definitely better indeed. Talk us through the overtakes as well, because they were very important. Key talking points during the Grand Prix. You had to deal with the likes of Fireblaze, Kaname, Nordis, Jensen, Nico, all them drivers above. How difficult was it fighting out there today and picking your right moments as well, being very methodical in terms of overtaking?
Yeah, it was difficult, but I need to say that most of all it was fun to drive today. We had clean racing. It's difficult to pick when to overtake, because when you have a lot of ERS, most of the guys ahead would probably have a lot of ERS. But yeah, it was just a lot of fighting today, and I just picked the right moments to stay ahead like before I pit stop or else the end of the race to put me into P3 there to set me off for the win.
So we did see Nico pit onto a brand new set of soft compound tyres as he retired quite early, so I assume he had a brand new set of softs. Then you went for the medium compound tyres. Now in qualifying we do see you do long runs on one set of softs, they go for another lap on a set of new softs as well. But did you have a brand new set of soft compound tyres towards the end, or did you think the medium was the best way to go, because we know the soft compound tyres do die out very quickly?
Yeah, I did actually have a new set of softs available, but I knew that on the last lap the tires were going to be dead, because I had run a stint on the softs from the end of the race, and I knew that the best chance of getting a good result and winning was the medium compound tires. So yeah, I did also get some feedback from the guys in my chat today, so yeah, some creds to them as well.
And what was your thoughts going in towards the final few laps of the Grand Prix? Did you think you could win? You did have Kaname there in P2. You did have Nico on a set of soft compound tyres and Fireblaze on your back as well. So did you think that the race win, it was possible, but did you think it might be a bit difficult, especially with Kaname in the way?
Yeah, the first lap, when we overtook him, Mike, I didn't know if we were going to be out of the 1 second of Nico, but yeah, we held it, and Nico decided to get into P2 and let Kaname drive so that he would have DRS on both straights, but I had a lot of ERS in my tank, so I made the overtake that I thought would be the best place to do it, and I got the benefit of it, and I had the best tires into the long left-hander, so I could keep in front.
Intense battle between you and Nico towards the end as well, but we know you're very composed and very calm, hence why you've won 2 championships and got a lot of wins in the past few seasons, so you're no stranger towards the top end of the field, although you have been this season, but you're finally back. But what's the next turning point now during the next upcoming races? What are your thoughts? Do you think you could continue this pace in the next upcoming races? Brazil? Wow, let's not forget what happened in Brazil last season. You did 34 laps on a set of hard compound tyres, and you still beat Blue Rocket, despite him having much better tyres towards the end. So Brazil's another good track for you. I take it the championship is not really in your mind anymore, so are you just taking it one race at a time now?
To be honest, I would anyway take one race at a time, but I've seen the championship standings. I'm a bit behind, but I think it is possible to get up there. But at the time, I just want to win some more races, and I think I can do that in Brazil.
Well, we definitely saw you do it last season, because you had a 10-second time penalty in Brazil. Then you pitted again to go on the hardcore power ties towards the end. That's off by memory. You didn't even need to look it up. So that's just off by memory there, Miss Matthias. But well done today. Fantastic job. You got yourself back towards the top end of the podium with a phenomenal, sensational drive, making your way to the field, picking off one by one, then getting your main rival Nico towards the end. Well done today, Matthias. You should be impressed with yourself with that one, because you did a fantastic job today.
Thank you, Jamie.
No worries, mate. Mansell, you got any questions for Matthias?
No, I haven't, mate. But like you said, you want more and more wins this season. You reckon you can get back up there? I believe it's still possible. I know what you're like. Obviously, you took 11 wins last season, but like you said in previous interviews, there's a lot of guys that's come into SFR in the past season, and they are very quick, like Volokongan, Hazara, Oscar, Blue Rocket, Rising Star. All these guys are a lot quicker than when we first started off on this game back in last season, start of last season. But you know, if you think it's possible, then why not go for it? So yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, mate. And obviously Brazil, we know that it was a strong race for you last season, so hopefully it's the same again for you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We are done here as we move on to the Brazilian Grand Prix for all divisions for SFR. And once again, Owen, mate, been an absolute pleasure. We barely talked about Australia, but we really wanted to, but we couldn't because it was so actually past. But once again, Owen, been a pleasure to commentate with you.
Yeah, that's one of the problems this year's game. I know it's really close and we like it, but we just don't have the opportunity to speak about other things than just about the action on track. Obviously, if you start talking about that, there's always action going on. You just haven't got the time. But that's this year's game, and obviously it's a lot more competitive than what it has been in previous games. And I suppose with these new regulations on these cars for the past 3 years now, it will be 4 years when we go into the new game. But it's been a pleasure, Jamie, like always, and I'll see you again next week for Brazil and maybe even Division 2 on comms. We'll see. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you, mate. So Division 4, Charlie Smith will be commentating for you in Brazil. Division 3 belongs to Oliver Smith, and Charlie's Tiger Bucher. Division 2 is me or Indigo.
You really messed that up, haven't you?
Let's just restart that. Pretend you didn't hear any of that. So Division 4 will be Charlie Smith, and Division 3 will be Oliver Smith and Tiger Bucher. Division 2 will be me and Simo. Division 1 will be me and Owen Mansell. So join us back for the Brazilian Grand Prix next week. See you all later. Enjoy the Chinese Grand Prix this weekend, and I'm sure next week on Wednesday we'll try to talk about Australia and China at the same time. We'll see you all later. Have a good night and have a good weekend too.